if you want to create a new partition, separate partition on a new Mac without formatting it, without reinstalling the operating system, but because this is the first time we are using it, so we will use directly the disk management system, and then we will create a separate partition, because I always love to keep two different partitions, one for the operating system and the applications, and another one to store my data, so that if there's any issue in the future and you need to reinstall, then you can just format the partition which has the operating system, and you can save your data on the another partition. So let's begin it. So we'll use the disk utility. So let's close this notification first. Here, let's go to search and type disk. You see disk utility, and just click on the return. So here it is. Now we are inside the disk utility, and you can see on the left side there is only one partition, Macintosh, and a small data drive is there, but it's the same, and you can see the size here. It's 4.94 GB, and on the left side there's only one container and one drive, one disk. So we want to create a separate partition, so let's click on the partition here. So when you click on the partition, you see there's one drive and total space is 494 GB, and it's Apple SSD guide partition map. 500 GB is the total disk size, but available size for us to utilize is 494 GB only. You can see it here. So now the container has 54.34 GB used space. That much space is already used for the operating system files. You can see here. But let's create a separate partition. So once we need to come down here and click on this plus button here. So when we click on this button, see, so there's a pop-up and it's saying that, do you want to add a volume to APFS container, or do you want to divide the container storage into a separate partitions? When an Apple file system container has multiple volumes, its free space is shared and can be allocated to any of the individual volumes needed. But we don't want to create a separate volume, we want to add a partition. So let's click on add partition. Now it has created two partitions. One is the Macintosh HD, where this space you can see here, it's already used for the operating system files, but this is the free space where when you install more applications, this space will be covered, or if you store more files on this drive, it will be covered like this. Now this is the second drive. It's untitled now because it has created two partitions. That's the equal size partition. So 247 GB is allocated to this untitled drive, and 247 is for the Macintosh HD. So let's click on here the name that is required. So I have to give it a name, so I prefer always giving it a name of data HD. So that is data hard drive or data hard disk, whatever you want to say. So once you enter the name here, now you can click on the apply button below, and once you click on the apply, it will start the work. It will ask you again, are you sure if you want to go with this partition? Yes, I want this partition. So I'll click on this. Resizing the startup volume will cause this computer to stop responding. Do not turn off this computer while resizing is taking place. This may last for several minutes or hours. To avoid this, you can use partition while in recovery. So I'll just click on the continue and wait for it to do its work. So it's now applying the settings, and here you can see the details when you click on the show details. So whatever it is doing, you can see all the details here. So it's just resizing it. It will create a separate partition, and once it's done, then we'll come back here and I'll show you two partitions if it takes longer time. But no, see, this was so quick. Actually, this is the speed of this new Mac, and you can see it's done, operation successful. So now I have, one is the Macintosh HD here, and the second one is data HD here. See, two partitions are there. This is the disk image for the setup. Let's forget it. We don't require this now. But there are two drives, and let's close the disk utility. And yeah, now if we go to the Finder, and you see on the left side there is Macintosh HD and there is Data HD. So there are two drives now created. This is the way you can partition your new MacBook. And if you have an old MacBook and you want to partition that, do not try this way because you may lost some data. So but this is the new one. I have not transferred any data on this. I have not saved any files on this, so I can take this risk. But if your is older one, always back up your data first and then try the recovery mode method. That is much better instead of this.